What's up, y'all? It's Yanni. I'm back in another video. Y'all got a new intro and this looks really good, so watch it. Today's video is going to be a hair review slash story time. I'll get to story time later, but I want to show you guys the hair that I got from Klaiyi hair, and I hope I'm pronouncing this right, y'all. I really hope I'm pronouncing it right. Please don't butcher me if I'm not, but they was nice enough to send me a burgundy wig, which I wanted to try a burgundy wig. So that's what I got. I got a burgundy straight wig. I'm not sure on the inch of this, but y'all know I always put the details and everything down in the description box below. But this is what it looks like right out the box. As you can see, it already came like pre-plucked. Y'all, I love this. I am going to pluck it just a little bit more. It also came with some edges. And the lace looks really good. But I'm actually going to bleach the knots. That's why I look a mess right now, because I wanted to show y'all the hair straight out the box, because when I bleach the knots I have to wash it. So yeah, it's gonna look different than this. So I have to re-blow dry it and re-straighten it, because I do want to wear it straight, because I know I had a curly wig last time. But yeah, this is what it looks like. It's gonna be so long, so cute. Anyways, so I'm about to bleach the knots right now, but let me show y'all what they put inside the box for me. So of course a wig cap. Then they sent me a little baggie. They actually sell quite a few stuff. So they sent me this small little travel size wig brush. Will be perfect for when I go on my trip. By the way, y'all, I'm going on a trip on the 6th, which I'm not going to tell y'all what trip. But if you know my Instagram, you probably already know what trip I'm going on. But anyways, they sent me another wig cap. And this one is a little bit darker than this one. So depending on how the knots look, I might go for this one. But I have to, so thank you guys for that. They sent me some mink lashes, which these are really cute. I don't know if y'all can see, but these are really cute. Those are cute. They sent me a bandana or like a scarf that I can wear, and this is really cute too. So I'm about to bleach the knots, and then when I get back and finna put the wig on, I'm gonna tell you about the story time. And basically it's gonna be the story time about how I almost had to fight this girl's mom in middle school. So yeah, stay tuned if you want to hear the story. I'm gonna bleach these knots. I'll be back. All right, y'all, so I am back and the wig is all alright, y'all, so I'm back and here's the wig. I bleached the knots a little bit, which I can't really tell if they bleach or not. I don't know, maybe this lace is just too good. I don't really know, but it's wet right now. I'm not gonna leave it wet. I'm actually gonna blow dry it like when it's time to style and stuff. But it's just this burgundy wig and it's so cute. I think I'm gonna do a middle part, but depending on how it look, it might be a side part. I don't know. I'm about to get into the story time for y'all. I already pinned my hair back, y'all. Sorry, this is how I slept last night. I had it already like pinned back, so it looked kind of crazy, but none of that's gonna matter when I put the wig cap on. I'm gonna use the lighter color wig cap. Let me just get to this story. Okay, so this story takes place when I was in 6th grade. So if y'all don't know, 6th grade was like one of our worst years. Meaning me as well. One of our best years. It's actually kind of the last year we went to an actual school. Because after that we got homeschooled. So it's a lot of stories from our 6th grade year, just a lot of stories. Okay, let me just show y'all what I'm gonna do before I get to the story. So I'm gonna use this. I'm using this Gossipy Glue styling gel, and I'm just gonna slick my edges back with it and blow dry that a little bit before I put the wig cap on. Then I'm gonna put some more, and then of course my Gossipy Glue. Y'all know the whole routine, so I'm gonna get into the story while I'm doing this. But anyway, so in 6th grade, y'all, you know, I so call myself like a girls at this point. All of this takes place during like the end of the school year. I think it was the end of the school year, either like the middle of the school year. I can't really remember, but you know, it happened in 6th grade. So in 6th grade, I had this friend. Her name is, we're gonna name her, for the sake of the video, we're gonna name her Trophy. So Trophy's gonna be this girl's name. Y'all already oiled my hair and everything. So Trophy's gonna be this girl's name for the sake of the video. Let me get an edge brush. So me and Trophy had been friends for a while. Like, we were just friends for a while. Trophy liked girls, and I knew this, but it wasn't really like something that stood out to me, because she was my friend. So I never really looked at her any type of way or any differently because she liked girls, or you know, you know, any negative way. I was just like, oh, she's just my friend. That's how I see her, just like she's just a friend. So, you know, we've been friends for, you know, a few weeks or something. Me and Soleil used to take boxing classes. I don't know why it's not. Me and Soleil used to take boxing classes, and her sister actually was one of the coaches there. At the time, I did not know that that was her sister, but later on, I found this out. Let me put some on the other side. But later on is when I found out that, you know, she had an older sister. Which y'all gonna see what I mean in a minute. We actually told this story on the Wigger Twins page one time, but I didn't really feel like we gave a lot of details. So here I am explaining it from my point of view, since, you know, it actually happened to me. Hold on. So me and Trophy had been friends for a while. I wasn't Trophy's like best friend, because I had a best friend, but at the time Soleil and my best friend had more classes together, and I was kind of like, y'all, in 6th grade I didn't really talk to nobody in school. Like, I was kind of like the quiet twin, if you would say. So Trophy was like my own personal friend. That makes okay. So in the beginning, it was just regular friends. Like, we just regular friends. You know, we would hang out. Around this time, everybody used Snapchat. So, you know, I used to text her on Snapchat. Like, literally, we was just, well, I thought we was just friends. Like, that's how it was. Like, I just wanted her to be my friend. She was like the only friend that I had that I was like, she was just my friend. Because, not gonna lie, me and Slay did share most of our friends during school and middle school. So it was like, Trophy, you know, this is just my friend. Like, I have a friend I can have, like, I could call my own friend. So I would text her on Snapchat every now and then. It was so normal in the beginning, y'all. Like, I didn't think nothing of it. Like, I didn't think that she liked me in no type of way. I didn't think none of that. Okay, so me and Trophy had been friends. Y'all just dropped the glue, so I'm not gonna spray. But me and Trophy had been friends for a few weeks. You know, we was texting each other. We would see each other at school. Her locker was right across from my locker. Not right across, but kind of like diagonal to my locker. So, you know, I would see her a lot. Like, I would see her a lot. She lived close to me, but we never, like, made it to, like, going over each other's house and none of that. She liked our friendship. Like, she liked it a lot. Now, how much she liked our friendship, I didn't know till later, but we finna get into that. So I'm texting her on Snapchat this one day, right? And this is where things start to get a little weird. At the time, y'all, I liked girls, but I don't know, it was never like, oh, I'm finna date you. Like, you know, they was just like attractive. And Trophy was like, she wasn't a stud, but yeah, she was a stud. She dressed like a boy, but at the same time, like, she had really good hair. So I don't know. She looked good. Like, she was very cute, but at the time I wasn't really looking at her in that way. And so we would talk about everything. Like, me and Trophy talked about everything. I would stay up on hours and hours just talking to her. Like, she was a really good friend, like a really good listener. So we get into the topic of like crushes, and we like telling each other like who our crushes, when we about to tell each other who our crushes. And on her Snapchat, now that I'm looking at it, she will always throw subliminals, I think it's about like the type of girl that she like. Hold on. So y'all, we got into the topic of like who our crushes was. So, you know, I'm explaining mine. At the time, in 6th grade, I only really dated this one boy, and we was dating through middle school. I knew him in elementary school. Like, we was on and off for like a long time, and she knew that. Like, she knew that, you know, it was this boy. So I'm telling my crush, you know, I'm explaining him, because that's like, he was my crush. He was my, like, that was my boyfriend, whatever. Not my boyfriend, he's my crush. She get to explaining her crush. And this might get weird, y'all. Hold on. Let me cut this lace real quick. A little bit more. I hate when this happens, when the edges come up. As I can see, I'm just cutting the, and it's not really blending right now, y'all, but I'm gonna make it blend. Just give me a second. Y'all, the juicy part of the story ain't even come up yet. Like, oh my God. If y'all haven't heard this story, from the Wigger Twins page, please just sit down and get ready for a show, because it's gonna get really crazy. Like, really crazy. So she get to explaining her crush, and mind you, I already knew it was gonna be a girl. Trophy like girl, so I wasn't really like explaining that. So y'all, in middle school, I had really long hair. Like my hair was really long, really curly, just way better than it is now. Basically, this is what I'm trying to say. Way, way, way better than it is now. Let me just blend this in real quick. I was the typical, not to say nothing, but I was the typical light skin with curly hair. That was me and Soleil. That was me and Soleil. So she could explain to her crush, and I could tell like she was kind of flirting with me, but it's Trophy. Trophy was like just like a natural flirt. That's how this is just how she was. So I wasn't really, you know, I could see this was our first time texting each other, but we had been texting, so I already kind of knew, like, you know, how she was. So I get to ask her, and she like, oh, well, you gonna have to guess. And at this time, I'm still not thinking too much of it. Y'all probably like, where her mama come in at? Please just wait, please just bear with me. So I'm like, okay, give me a hint. So she like, oh, she light skinned. So I'm like, okay, you know how many light skinned there is in my school? Like, in our school, like, come on, you gotta do better than that. So she like, oh, she light skinned, curly hair. And mind you, I wasn't the only light skinned girl with curly hair. So I'm still not thinking like too much of it. And then she said that she was short. You know, me still thinking I'm not the only short person in our school light skinned with curly hair. I just like tap, 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 tap. Finally, she just flat out say, it's you. Basically, I was her crush. So I'm like, okay, I don't really know how to feel about it at that time, but I told my sister. I think the problem came in, not gonna lie, no offense, Soleil, I think the problem came in is when I told Soleil. That was, the problem was then. I probably shouldn't have told Soleil, because, you know, Soleil really overprotective over me. I mean, I'm not thinking our friendship finna change. I'm not gonna look at her any type of different way. Clearly she's been like me, so she gonna just treat me the same way. It's just now that I know. So I'm like, okay. So we get to school the next day, and you know, she walking me to my locker. She the classes that I had, it was like a few classes downstairs and a few classes upstairs. The class, my 4th period class, was Spanish. Spanish class was upstairs and my locker was all the way downstairs. Mind you, Trophy's 4th period class was on the 1st floor. So she walked me all the way upstairs to my class and then walked all the way back downstairs to her class. So I'm like, okay, you being really sweet. Like, this is so nice. Mind you, I'm still looking at her as like a friend. But I'm like, okay, she like me. You know, I'm not going to tell her don't walk me to my class. Like, we've been doing this stuff. Like, we've been cool in this type of way. Y'all, this wig is so pretty. I don't even know if y'all can see the color, but this wig is so pretty. So I put a little makeup on here. I might put a little more later, but then I'll put some on here. Let me go ahead and wipe my hair off with the with some alcohol, and then we're gonna get into our first layer of glue. She brought me lunch one time. She bringing me snacks. Like, she was really just being super nice to me, like super nice. And I'm not saying it was a bad thing. Like, I liked it. I didn't really, you know, it wasn't a problem for me. But I told Soleil and my best friend, the thing is I didn't really look at her like that. Like, I looked at her just as like just a friend, and I told Soleil that. So I guess Soleil was like, oh no, she's not gonna be bothering my sister, because I guess she felt like I felt. Yeah, I'm using Ghost Bond. I'm gonna put the first layer on there. She confronted Trophy and was basically like, you know, my sister don't really like you like that. Like, you need to stop doing what you're doing, because it's kind of like not creeping her out, but it's kind of, you know, it's getting annoying. And Trophy was basically like, well, what are you talking about? I could tell that Trophy kind of felt some type of way, and I feel like at the end of the day it was kind of my fault, because even when Soleil did confront her, I didn't really stick up for Trophy. I wasn't really like, oh, you know, no, y'all, like, I like her. Not really like I like her, but I don't mind. Like I said, I wasn't a really vocal person, so I kind of didn't stick up for her, and I kind of feel bad now, because like I could have said something. After Soleil confronted her, me and Trophy kind of got a little bit distant. Like, she stopped texting me as much. she wasn't walking me to my locker no more. We didn't really talk in the hallways, and I kind of felt bad. I basically lost the only friend that I had personally. That weekend we went to our best friend's house and we spent the weekend with her. So we was like, okay, let's make slime. Like, you know, the whole slime thing was big when we was in 6th grade. So we're like, okay, we're gonna make slime. So we was like, okay, let's go to Walmart. So we get in Walmart and Trophy texted me. And you know me, not really thinking that she would text me, I tell Soleil, my best friend, I'm like, oh my gosh, y'all, look, Trophy texted me, Trophy texted me. So Soleil take my phone, and she basically texts Trophy from my phone. It was like, stop texting my sister, like she don't like you. Basically like getting real hype in the girl. All of this is taking place while we're inside of Walmart. Like we standing in the aisle basically finna argue with this girl. Trophy was like, what are you talking about? Like, I don't know who you're talking to, blah blah blah. Just really piping up on Soleil. You know, Soleil being the way she is, she going back and forth with Trophy. And at this point, Soleil is texting Trophy's big sister, the girl that we boxed with, but we didn't know that yet. So the sister like, oh, what's basically the argument of fighting had came up. Like, y'all want to fight, blah, blah, blah. Me, I'm trying to pay attention to the aisle. I'm, you know, what do we need to get for the slime? They back there arguing. Soleil, my best friend, back there arguing. The girl was like, oh, I got my cousins with me. I got all my brothers with me. Like, what y'all trying to do? What y'all trying to do? Soleil being hothead that she is, she talking about something. I got my brothers. Like, my brothers was really going to do anything, like, over this middle school trauma. This time around, we went back to school. Trophy didn't speak to me. She didn't even look at me. No more walking me to my locker. It was like I was invisible to her. And I was sad. Like, I really was sad. Like, I did, like, all of this, like, is going on because she likes me. 2 weeks passed, and it was like, nobody was really serious about fighting at this point, or so we thought. So we just kind of let it go. When you dry this wig, you can really see the burgundy. I found my little band thing to kind of go around the front of it. Okay, let's go. Let me cut it. I'm gonna cut it. There we go. I'm gonna go ahead and cut it a little bit, which I probably should have plucked it a little bit more, but we're not gonna worry about that. Yeah, I definitely gotta pluck it some more, but just worry about getting it on first. Now this wig looks so good. Put it on this side. Yeah, this is gonna be so cute. Part, but let me pull it down just a little bit so I can do the part. Like I said, I think I'm gonna do a middle part to begin with, and then if I want to change the style later on, of course I might do a side part. Now, this actually looks so good as like a wet look. Anyway, so like I was saying, Trophy stopped talking to me. We had cut all communication. I think she removed me from her Snapchat. Like, it just got bad. Like, she did not want anything to do with me. How cute this wig is. Like, look at it. At this point, I'm gonna have to find a new friend. Like, it's over for me. Like, she doesn't want anything to do with me, and I kind of gotta respect her because I could have stuck up for her and I didn't. So it was kind of my fault. So I'm just like, okay. So nobody really heard from Trophy. We didn't have any of the same classes, so if she wasn't walking me to my locker and stuff, like, I literally didn't hear from her or didn't know like what she was doing. Well, this day came around and all the administrators was in the lunchroom for the teachers for those lunch periods, and then all the people in the office, like the assistant principal, the actual principal, the counselor. Everybody was in the cafeteria because it was parent day, so all the parents would be coming in. When you walked in, you had to get a little badge that, you know, represents that she was coming for the little lunch thing. That plays a key part later. I had 4th period was my lunch period, and I was in Spanish class. When I was in the cafeteria, Soleil's class was also in the cafeteria, and my best friend, because Soleil and my best friend had math together. No, me and Soleil didn't sit together. Class tables was across from each other, so we could still see each other. We just didn't really talk to each other. My Spanish class, I didn't really talk to anybody but the teacher. Like, I love that teacher. She was so nice to me. You know, I'm just having a normal lunch. Like, it's just a normal lunch. Trophy's class was also in the cafeteria during this lunchtime. So I'm looking at her, she's trying to look away, like I look at her every now and then, she turning her head, or like she just looked very suspicious. Very suspicious, like that's how she looked. She looked very suspicious. But the day was going normal, like I didn't really think nothing of it or whatever. So we eating lunch. Key points. For one, all of the staff was inside the cafeteria, and our school was set up so like when you come through the front door, you can either go down the steps, like directly down the steps and down the hall, and that's the cafeteria, or you could go up the steps and go to the front office, which you were supposed to do to get your little badge. You know, people couldn't just be walking up in here. All of a sudden, y'all, I look over to Soleil, and there is like, it was 3 grown women this close to Soleil's face, yelling at her, like yelling in her face. Like I couldn't hear because my table was here by the door and Soleil's table was diagonal by the door, but it was like another table in between us, so I couldn't really hear. So I'm out of my business, and I turn around and I just see these ladies. Mind you, at that point in time, I wasn't really confrontational, so I wasn't like that, oh, get up and just, you know, go over there yourself. So my teacher was sitting next to me, and I could see that Soleil was scared, and everybody around her table was like what's going on, like what's going on, but none of them tried to help. And their teacher was eating lunch in her classroom, and I tell my teacher, everybody knew Miss West was twins, when everybody knew we sisters anyways. So I tell my teacher, and I'm like, there's grown women, like I tell my teacher, and I'm like, we don't know those ladies, and you know, nobody was thinking too much about it because there's so many parents inside the school that, you know, anybody looking from across the room, oh, that's just her parents, that maybe her sister with her, you know, maybe a cousin, you know, somebody like that, somebody in our family. This is the crazy, I should have knew then. I look over at Trophy, and she just got her head down, like her head is just in the plate or whatever she was eating. It was just down. So I'm like, oh no, like I know that gotta be one of them, like that gotta be her sister or somebody. And you know, during the time we was arguing in Walmart, we still wasn't thinking that none of this was gonna be for real. So when I tell one of the teachers, my teacher kind of brushed it off. Like she wasn't really too concerned. So I'm like, what do you mean? Like what? Like I'm literally sitting here telling you that we do not know them. Like we don't know them. They're not our mom, not our, like you should know what my mama looked like. She's been up here more than a few times. Cause y'all, Soleil was a terrible kid. So it was another parent walking around, and she was a part of the PTA. You know, it was different stickers for different things, and I could see that she was a part of the PTA. So I get a hold to her, and I tell her, I'm like, I don't know that lady. She's in my sister's face. She was like, okay, well, I'm gonna see what I can do. I'm gonna try to get, you know, the attention of the principal, because the principal was in the cafeteria. She was just at the other end of the hall near the food or whatever, near the she was near the lunch line. So she was like, she kept asking me, she was like, are you sure that you don't know them? Like, could it be an auntie or something? I'm like, no, I'm serious. Like, we don't know them. I don't know who that is. She told the assistant principal in the lunch line, but she didn't do anything. Like, she was just like, okay. And she kind of dismissed the lady. So the lady looked at me and was like, I'm like, are you serious? Like, y'all have got to be kidding me. All right, y'all, so I'm gonna get started on the edges. I kind of plucked it some more. At this point, the lady finishes yelling at Soleil and she leaves. She walks right back out the door she came in and she leaves. We get done with lunch, right? And immediately everybody, because our math teacher was really cool. I had the same math teacher as them, but just a different, you know, period. Just a different period of the day. Soleil's whole class was cool. So they run back to the room and they all screaming like, somebody was just in Soleil's face. And at the time, you're not allowed to have your phones at school, but I had mine. So while they was going to tell the teacher, I went to my locker to get my phone, because of course I was going to tell my mom. Like, what do you mean? My mom don't play that. The teacher tells Soleil to go to the office and make a report. Mind you, by the time, my mama does not play. I text her, I was like, Mom, like some lady was just in Soleil's face and nobody did anything. We was in the cafeteria. My mom like, what do you mean? Like, what do y'all mean nobody did anything? And who are the ladies? Do y'all know them? And I'm just like, no, like they just came in the cafeteria and was just yelling in Soleil's face. Y'all, as soon as we made it upstairs, because you had to do like a report, she wanted us to make a little report or whatever. We get up there, my mama already up there. Like, during that time, she had already made it up there. She's basically mad because it's like, how did y'all let these random girls come upstairs and in my sister's face? So I asked Soleil what happened, like what did they say? And they were just like, when they came in, so it was like, she seen, because the way our cafeteria is set up is like it's a glass window. You can see right outside the front of the school. So Soleil was like, she seen a car pull up, but she didn't think like too much of it, you know? She didn't really think too much of it. So when they got there and got in her face, all right, y'all, so my camera stopped recording, so I had to record my phone, and now I'm just hot combing some more. But yeah, so it was basically like they came up and it was like, oh, so you want to fight? Like, I heard you wanted to fight. Like, what you want to do? I got my cousins out in the car. Mind you, these are grown women talking to, what was we at the time, like 12 or something? So when she said it, I was like, I just knew it had something to do with trophy, because her head was down, y'all, literally the whole time. Like, her head was down the whole time. Y'all know I love me some sideburns. So many story times from the 6th grade, y'all. That was literally the craziest year of my life. Like, literally the craziest year I probably had. I'm pretty sure if I went to an actual public high school, I would have had some crazy moments too. But as far as just overall, those was like the craziest moments. Office, right? My mom's already up there, and my mom is basically cussing out everybody. Like, she is cussing out everybody, and it's really bad on the school part because y'all let this happen. Like, y'all, how did they even get in the school without coming and checking through the office? And then it made it even worse because I told somebody what was going on, and they still like ignored me. And everybody in the classroom, in Soleil's class, vouched for it. Like, yeah, we didn't know who they was, and they just came in yelling at her. After that day, we did not see Trophy really again ever. Like, that was the last time that we seen her, was that day. Later on, I found out that the girl was, you know, one of our boxing instructors, so that made it even worse. So I'm like, really, all of this really over because I liked her. That was really, this whole thing was because I liked the girl. So I kind of felt bad, but at the end of the day, like, you're grown. Like, whoever those people were, y'all are grown. So y'all knew better than to come and try to, you know, come in our faces or whatever. All right, y'all, so I decided to do like a wet look. It's actually the next day. I actually wore it straight and I liked it a lot, but I feel like I need a better flat iron to like really get it like really straight. So I'm gonna get that, but for now I just left it really wet and curly and it looks even better. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for Klaiyi Hair for sending me this wig. If I'm saying the name wrong, please let me know in the comments. Hope you guys like this story time. It was really crazy. Long story short, I almost got into it with this girl's mom because her daughter liked me, and really because I just didn't speak up. But if you guys want more story times on these reviews, let me know. Vlogs will be coming up really soon because I know you guys want vlogs from me. And yeah, like, comment, subscribe. Bye guys.